Hey, hello, welcome in. Today I'm going to talk about protecting your energy and why that doesn't always work. Um, my name is Lindsay, and I am introducing why most empathic advice doesn't work and a few reasons why that might fall a little short or even be just a short term solution if you did manage to achieve some of the typical empathic advice successfully. So, your empathy is not a vulnerability, it is a sensitivity, but a sensitivity more like a detection system. So when we start to look at empathy this way, you could see how this could be a really powerful skill if you knew how to train this skill and ability to work in your advantage. So, what's happening? We really, when we start to look at empathy as this skill and ability, we need to understand what is our emotions and what is their energy. And the goal here is not to feel less, it's not to block necessarily, but we really want to create discernment. So, this is about knowing what is their energy, what is our feelings, or what is your feelings, and then what is being projected onto you. And when you start to develop those abilities by understanding a few different things, the different sources, your own experiences, and honing your emotions in, when you really start to understand your empathy in a little bit more detail, you can do that discernment real time and you're not overwhelmed or exhausted anymore because you have a real time process that you trust to act on this discernment and understand their energy versus your emotions and then versus what is being projected into the environment. So I spent 15 years working with and leading engineers. Some of them were young engineers. And so we would come into situations where in really complicated or even toxic environments, they would get you'd get stuck. Any of us would get stuck. But I, in 15 years of working and leading engineers, I'm really working with people who have active thinking minds, who are also highly sensitive. Engineers, they see and understand small details. So they didn't need to trust the universe more or they didn't need more confidence really. They just needed a little bit of structure that they understood and trusted to get them somewhere. And then the process made sense and they could really step forward in some really effective ways and contribute instead of being stuck where they were. So the processes for resolving or utilizing your empathy, they need to make sense. The vague explanations of just protect your energy or let the emotion flow isn't going to quite cut it because that doesn't make sense to the thinking mind. The thinking mind needs something that it can trust. And most empathic advice or systems, they really skip this step entirely and look at speaking to the emotional mind and ignore the thinking mind. So that's why it doesn't stick for you. That's why some of that advice or those processes have fallen short or been more of a temporary form of relief. So, sovereign empath exists to build this bridge, and it's a structure that your thinking mind can trust because we all have a thinking mind, right? To some extent, we all have a thinking mind. And so there's a structure that your thinking mind can trust, and there's exercises that your emotional mind can actually use. So when you understand something, how you use it changes. So the next time you feel overwhelmed or seem to know something that other people don't, you can start by asking these three questions. What is what am I feeling? What did I pick up on that wasn't mine? And what is someone else putting on me? So you don't have to solve anything here. This is just the foundation where you want to start to see if you can create this discernment on your own. But if not, and if this resonates, sounds like this would be a useful strategy to you, then I have a free training that goes deeper into this. It is Sovereign Empath. It's not a webinar or a PDF. It is a full on free module that's going to help you create an understanding of the different sources of energy that show up in everyday environments. Um, and then the second module is how to start calibrating your feelings and understanding them for your success. So, success leaves clues, so does failure. We can work with that and focus on success to really dig out your unique success pattern. So, the first two modules are going to walk you through being able to create a greater discernment when it comes to your empathy, as well as how to start calibrating that so your empathy can work in your favor. So, yeah, no catch. It is free, no credit card, no catch there. And the links are in my bio. So you can start today, even if it's 2 a.m. or 3:30 and you couldn't sleep. That's the beauty of a digital sanctuary is that it is always available to us in that way. So even if it's 2 a.m. or 3 in the morning, check out the link in my bio and get started getting familiar with how you could create more discernment within your empathic ability and then how you can calibrate your own empathic ability to your own unique success. You're not calibrating to mine, you're going to dig in and find your own. So, also, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments or DM me. Yeah, I read all of this stuff. I read all of the emails when you reply. So it's very much still me interacting on either end, any end of the digital space, whether that's DM or the comments or emails. If you have questions, please ask them. I am here to do this full time, and I do really want you to be successful with the tools that I've learned because they have greatly changed my life. They're the most powerful tools that I have found. So you're not too sensitive. You are very powerful. You have a powerful, untrained skill. And when you train that skill, the drain and the overwhelm from everyday social interactions and everyday life can stop. And that is what I want for you. So get into that free module, learn more about Sovereign Empath, and let me know if you have any questions. I don't do sales calls, but I do have 15-minute slots open as a consultation. If you still have hesitations, please set one of those up. I'm willing to answer questions there that you might have to see if this is a good fit for you. So, with that, I'm going to sign off this evening. I'm glad you're here, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.